Hello, everyone. I'm Tyler with the Emerging Civil War social media team, and today I'm joined by my friend Ryan Quint. Ryan actually just came out with a new book in the spring of this year about the Battle of Drainesville, so make sure you check that out if you haven't already. But we are here to talk about 1864 today. And Ryan, my first question to you is if there's anything from 1864 that you can find fascinating, interesting, pivotal, any of those, what would it be?
Yeah, good question. I think the big one is the appointment of U.S. Grant as the General-in-Chief of the United States Army. Really, for the first time in the war, the U.S. Army as a whole has a clear directive.
Right.
If you look at campaigns in 1862 or 1863, they are by and large operating independently. The Army of the Potomac is independent of the Army of the Cumberland, and so on and so on. That's different now.
Right.
Grant is in Virginia, but he's telling everybody we're all going to move at once.
Right.
And so I think that's a huge difference, and that's going to play a big role in Lincoln's election. Right?
Sure.
Everybody is aware of Lincoln's election coming in November, and so everyone's going to be looking for results, and Grant and company are going to try to get those results.
Right. And that's interesting you talk about the election. That's a big part of 1864. And we had Hampton Newsom on earlier, and he discussed a little bit about how pivotal the 1864 October time. So we're looking at the month of October in 1864. And a lot of those campaigns are heating up in Petersburg because of the election coming on. Do you think the Overland campaign is sort of similar with the beginning of the year? We're in the spring of 1864. Grant's here east for the first time, and he's making these huge pushes against Lee. Obviously not to go to Richmond, but to destroy Lee's army. Do you think all of that really does play into the election as well? Is that something that's going to help Lincoln get reelected?
Yeah, almost the reverse, right?
Yeah.
Because the Overland campaign gets off such a bad start, there were many people in the North, even Lincoln himself, questioning, oh boy, this is not going well. Sherman is stymied at Kennesaw Mountain in late June, and Nathaniel Banks is defeated in the Red River of Louisiana. And so everyone's like, oh, this is not ideal. And so absolutely, the literal October surprises, right, of Union success in the Valley and operations against Petersburg. But if you look at May into early June 1864, that is not going well.
Right.
Wilderness, Spotsylvania, North Anna, Totopotomy, Cold Harbor, none of those are resounding Union successes.
Okay, good. So my last question for you today, we are sitting here with a wonderful banner behind us, the Emerging Civil War, something we're all familiar with. But what does Emerging Civil War really mean to you? Do you have a very fond moment of it, or is there something broad? You can share a little bit about your thoughts with ECW.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I joined ECW back in 2013.
Oh, wow.
So we're going on 11 years now. I've essentially grown up around a lot of these people. I respect everybody here. And what I appreciate about Emerging Civil War is everybody brings their own expertise.
Sure.
And so if I need help with something, I can say, hey, I don't know anything about X, but I know someone who does. And so the collective of Emerging Civil War is kind of the brain trust. And I've always appreciated that about this organization.
Awesome. Heck yeah. Alrighty, everyone. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us again. And for those watching at home, we will see you online and on the battlefield.